Q93. Very excited to have a couple special guests in the studio with me this morning. It's Ramian.
Yep, Ramian. Yeah.
Ramian, yes! I was going to say it wrong.
Yeah.
And Sarah. And you guys are the stars of the How to Train Your Dragon Live Spectacular. Right?
Yes.
So you guys play, of course, Hiccup and Astrid.
We do, yeah. We're actually, for those who can't see us, which is almost everyone, we're in our costumes today. Got dressed up for this
For the occasion,
event.
yeah.
How long have you guys been part? Because I know that the show's actually started in other countries and now it's making its way over here to the U.S. How long have you been part of the show?
Well, actually, we were just talking about it before, but we've actually been on this show as of last week, a year.
Wow.
So we've rehearsals basically started in November.
In Australia as well.
In Australia as well, because technically we there's two companies that actually produce this, which are DreamWorks and Global Creatures. So one an American company and one an Australian company. So they thought it would be a really great idea to kind of like, open it in Australia and then bring it across to the States once it's kind of like, perfected as such, yeah.
Definitely. Now, I thought you guys kind of had really interesting backgrounds leading up to these roles. Maybe, Sarah, if you could talk a little bit about what you did before this show.
Yeah, well, I have really only been trained in dance, so that's my background, and same with Ramian, actually. We're both mainly dancers. I've done a lot of musical theatre in the past couple of years, just in, local productions, a lot of comedy and things like that, but in this show, I get to do acrobatics. I get to fly around, and I get to fly in a dragon. So I've definitely not done that before.
Yeah.
So many different things in this show that are completely unique to my skill set too. I mean, yeah.
How much training went into leading up to it?
Tons of training. I mean, like we were learning how to, use a staff with, in terms of like wushu training of, learning how to use the nunchucks, of course.
Lots of weapon work.
Yeah, lots of weaponry stuff,
Backstage.
We actually have just like a really versatile cast. Like, I mean, our director really wanted a big, versatile skill set in the cast. So, I mean, we've got, this 7-time world champion at sports karate. We've got like, dancers, break dancers, trickers, acrobats. Pretty much you name it, everything that you could come up with.
Very diverse group, and we're all international as well. So we've got some French
there,
guys,
yeah.
Obviously Australians, Americans, some people from England. So it's a really fun group.
How would you describe the show? Because it's amazing when I was looking into it. I mean, you guys have IMAX screens and pyro, and obviously the dragons. I mean, how do you even pinpoint, what kind of show this is for people going?
It's definitely a one-of-a-kind show. It's not been seen before. This kind of, we've got animatronic dragons, which some of them, it's the size of a blue whale. So it's not something you can just imagine without seeing it. I mean, the detail's incredible.
Yeah, it is a really hard show to explain in a way. I mean, it doesn't really fit into circus. It doesn't fit into like, it's more just like a really amazing kind of, spectacle in a way. Like, I mean, you've got projections that cover like the whole floor and the back wall because there's no actual physical set. So what happens in it is that they'll have Toothless flying and they'll coordinate it with projections to make it look like he's flying through over mountains and down through canyons and things, and it's really kind of a big visual masterpiece, I would probably say.
That's amazing. Now I have to say, as far as CGI animated movies go, How to Train a Dragon is top 3 favorite all time. All time for me.
It has dragons in it.
It's such like a wonderful, touching, father-son story and just kind of like a best friend story and adventure and everything. How closely does this show follow the movie, or is it new adventures? Is it kind of both?
The live performance of How to Train a Dragon, it is based off the film. So obviously you've got the same characters, the same dragons, the same storyline, but the show is different because it's live. I mean, we're bringing the show to life. We've got dragons breathing smoke in your face, flying above your head, so it's something that everyone can be involved in.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a great story. It's got a lot of relationships, it shows a lot of courage, and I mean, Hiccup here, I mean, he's a bit of an outcast to begin with.
Yeah, there's so much in the show that really incorporates the audience. I mean, like you can, we have, bubble machines that are, that produce bubbles for the underwater scene. Like there's an underwater scene in it, so it kind of looks like you're underwater, and like leaf blowers when, Toothless hits the trees and stuff like that. So it really does feel like you're part of Berg.
Right.
Like you're in the actual scene there, with us.
Now, you guys said you've been doing this for a year. And when the show does hit the Tacoma Dome next weekend, you're doing one show on Thursday, one show on Friday, 3 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. I mean, just the amount of shows here alone, you know, and then put into play how long you guys have been doing it. How do you keep this new for you guys?
Well, I mean, to be honest, flying a dragon doesn't get old.
Yeah.
It is like a
Never.
roller coaster every single
Never.
night. It is really fun. It's really thrilling. And my favorite part is, I mean, we get to meet a lot of the kids before and after the
Oh, that's
show
cool.
for VIP packages. And that is such an awesome experience, you know, seeing the kids and their faces just lighting up, and it's so fun.
That really is what kind of like starts the excitement for the night's show for us. I would say. I mean, like, yeah, just seeing how excited they are to go and see the show really kind of, you know, makes you feel, you know, excited yourself in a way. I mean, yeah. I just love kids.
Now, I don't think we've talked enough about the dragons. Can you guys go into a little bit more depth with what people are going to experience when they see these dragons in real life?
Well, I guess you can expect to. I mean, the dragons are actually they're puppeteered by about 4 people each dragon. I mean, like Toothless itself has 4 people, including a driver underneath that drives the dragon. But I mean, together they coordinate something that really does produce to me, almost one character on stage, one dragon. Like it's amazing. Some of the work that goes into these dragons are incredible. I mean, nothing has been, nothing you can go and buy it. There's none of the parts you can go and buy it, like down at Home Depot or something like that, because like they made all of the skins custom. They made all of the the framework and all of the electronics. Everything itself has been built for this show. So
I'm constantly blown away. I mean, we work with them every single day, and I'm still just blown away by how realistic they move, how they blink their eyes, they roar, they breathe smoke, some of them breathe fire. They've all got their own personalities, and it's just like working with really oversized humans or really unusual creatures. They really are fun to work with.
Yeah, they even have their even cheeky moments as well. Like, I mean, some of them blow smoke rings as well. And there's one particular dragon that eats a chair and then shoots that chair out of its butt as wood chip. Yeah, so it's like
Yeah, they've got their own character.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was definitely curious, how's the show going to play out? And I was looking at the previews, and you're right. I mean, just the fact that they blink and the way their eyes look and everything, it's like the most realistic looking type animal that I've ever seen in action.
It's literally like the Jurassic Park technology, but 10 times more advanced. So much more advanced now that, I mean, Jurassic Park was just so long ago. So, I mean, and not only that, but the dragons are, they're tweaked every day. Like, they're always constantly being worked on, constantly being improved. So, they're always going to be, the high tech of today, in a way.
That's awesome. Well, just one final question, maybe for you guys. What's your favorite personal moment of the show? Is it a favorite dragon? Is it a favorite scene? What's your favorite part of the show?
I get to beat up Hiccup a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I also have to give him a little kiss.
Just a little bit, yeah. Sometimes I think she wants to beat me up every night.
What about you? What's your favorite?
Well, there's definitely, I wouldn't say being beaten up by Astrid, but there is a moment in the show where kind of Hiccup runs up a wall, if you can imagine that. Like there's a I'm wearing a harness at the time, and there's like a big a line, like a steel cord that comes from the top of the wall, and basically it lifts me up and it coordinates projection so that it looks like I'm basically running on a bird's eye view through through villages and up mountains and down mountains and through canyons, falling down and landing on trees and things. That's probably my favorite because it's definitely the funnest.
Well, you guys have given people plenty of reasons to want to check it out, and I'm excited. My nephews are beside themselves. I can't wait to go next weekend.
One more reason is next week we have 20% discounts on all the shows. If you go onto the website DreamWorksDragonsLive.com and you just type in the code Viking, and you can get 20% off.
Oh, that's awesome. And then you mentioned the VIP packages where people can kind of enhance their experience.
There's
you
a
can
whole
go and see
different bunch of packages that you can get,
Yeah, you can go and see the dragons. Come meet us before the show.
Well, there's plenty of shows for everyone to check out. 1 show Thursday, 1 show Friday, 3 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. So you can definitely make it work with your holiday schedules. But definitely go see the show.
Awesome. We'll see you in the village.
Yeah, see you there. Cheers.
Thank you guys.